What if Alice Cooper's most overlooked album actually captured the exact moment when hair metal was dying, but real metal was still very much alive? That's a question I want to explore today, and by the end of the video, I'll tell you exactly why I think Hey Stoopid landed at the perfect time in rock history. I have this one on vinyl, so let's take a look. Let's take a look at the vinyl record. Here's the cover, which is pretty cool. It's not one of my favorite Alice Cooper album covers, but I like it. But I actually like the back cover better because it's just simple. It shows Alice here on the white background. I think this might have been a better front cover, but who knows? I like it. Here are the song titles, side 1 and side 2. On the inside, it's just a white sheet of paper with song lyrics and liner notes. There's really not much else, but you get all the lyrics, which are pretty cool. When you listen to the album, you can read along with the lyrics. Here is the vinyl record. It's black and vinyl, Epic label, and here are the songs showing the songwriters and the song titles, and that's side 2 actually. Here's side 1, which looks similar, and that's about it. Back to the video. Before we dive into the album itself, I want to briefly talk about my personal connection to this era of Alice Cooper. I was already a big fan of Alice Cooper when Trash came out in 1989. That album was everywhere, and it reintroduced Alice to a new generation. So naturally, I was very excited to hear what he would do next. When Hey Stoopid was released on July 2nd, 1991, I remember feeling like this album arrived at a really important moment, not just for Alice Cooper, but for rock and metal in general. Hair metal was starting to fade, the scene was changing, but metal itself was still strong. Just about a month later, Metallica would release the Black Album. Around the same time, Ozzy Osbourne released No More Tears. And it would still be a few months before Nirvana changed everything with Nevermind. So Hey Stoopid came out right at the middle of that transition, and for me, it always felt like an album that belonged exactly where it landed. I've always liked it. It feels like a continuation of Trash, but with a little more personality, and even a few moments that remind me of classic Alice Cooper from the 70s. I'll point that out as we go along. Hey Stoopid is Alice Cooper's 12th solo studio album, released by Epic Records and the follow-up to the very successful Trash. Musically, the album blends hard rock and hair metal, but it also has a fun, almost carefree summer vibe. Alice himself described the album as having a stupid attitude, less about responsibility and more about having a good time. That tone comes through in both the lyrics and the energy of the music. The album is also known for its massive list of guest musicians, including Slash, Ozzy Osbourne, Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, and members of Mötley Crüe. While not every guest stands out individually, the overall star power adds to the album's identity. Commercially, the title track charted on the Billboard Hot 100 and did especially well in Europe. Over the years, fans and critics have come to see Hey Stoopid as a strong early 90s hard rock album that still holds up. The album kicks off with the title track, and immediately it sets the tone. This was the first single. It feels like a natural successor to Trash. The song is fun, catchy, and surprisingly meaningful, with an anti-drug message underneath all that swagger. The music video was also memorable, featuring big-name guest appearances that reinforced how relevant Alice still was at the time. Musically, it sounds confident and energetic, and lets you know right away that this album isn't trying to chase trends. It's refining a formula that already worked. Love's a Loaded Gun is one of the album's power ballads. It fits perfectly into Alice Cooper's late 80s and early 90s style. If you like the ballads on Trash, this one will feel familiar, but I think it's more layered and polished. The chorus is strong, the production is smooth, and it feels emotional without being overly dramatic. It's not reinventing anything, but it's very well done. Snakebite shifts gears into sleazier territory. The song has more of a Mötley Crüe or Guns N' Roses vibe, with a dirty Sunset Strip style groove. It's aggressive, gritty, and full of attitude. The song feels dangerous in a way that fits Alice Cooper's image perfectly, and it adds some edge to the album early on. This is one of those tracks that helps balance out the ballads and keeps the album moving. Burning Our Bed is the second ballad on the album. It's very different from what you might expect. Instead of a typical hair metal power ballad, this song leans more into Alice Cooper's 70s style. The acoustic guitar, the orchestral elements, and the dramatic delivery all feel more classic than contemporary. It reminds me of his mid to late 70s ballads, and that's one of the reasons I like it so much. It feels timeless. Dangerous Tonight is a deep cut that doesn't get talked about enough. The guitar riffs are strong, and there's a creepy atmosphere that brings back some Alice Cooper vibes. The song also has an 80s horror movie feel, which makes sense given Alice's long connection to horror themes. This track does a great job of blending old school Alice with modern production. Might As Well Be on Mars is one of my favorite songs on the album. It flows naturally from the previous track and serves as another ballad, but this time the focus is really on Alice's vocal performance. His delivery here is emotional and controlled, and the melody sticks with you. The song shows how much confidence he had as a singer at this stage in his career. Feed My Frankenstein is one of the most recognizable songs from Hey Stoopid and a staple of Alice Cooper's live shows. It's heavy, theatrical, fun, has a sound that feels modern for the early 90s but still connected to his classic persona. The song has aged extremely well and still gets a strong reaction from audiences today. This is Alice Cooper being Alice Cooper, larger than life. Hurricane Years is upbeat and energetic with a strong mix of heavy metal and glam metal elements. Doesn't try to do too much, but it delivers exactly what it promises. Solid riffs, catchy chorus, and high energy, just high energy. It's another example of how consistent the album is from start to finish. Little by Little starts with a great drum track and has a cool spacey guitar vibe. I really like the use of effects here, including the talk box, which gives the song a unique texture. There are also moments that remind me of classic Alice Cooper, especially in vocal phrasing. It's not a standout hit, but it's a very strong album track. Die For You is another ballad. It feels more stripped down and intimate. The fingerpick guitar work stands out, and the chorus is big and emotional without feeling forced. It's a song that grows on you the more you hear it. This is one of the more sincere moments on the album. Dirty Dreams brings back the sleaze. The song has a sound similar to Mötley Crüe or Guns N' Roses. With a raw, street-level energy, it's catchy, fun, and unapologetic. This is another track that shows how comfortable Alice was operating in his style. Wind Up Toy closes the album on a high note. It blends modern hair metal with classic creepy Alice Cooper vibes. Similar to Welcome to My Nightmare, the return of the Steven character adds a sense of continuity for longtime fans. As an album closer, it feels complete and satisfying. I've listened to Hey Stoopid many times over the years, and I enjoy it every single time. In some ways, I think it's just as good, if not better, than Trash. It keeps the hair metal sound that works so well, but also brings back elements of classic Alice Cooper that I felt were missing on Trash. So now I can answer the question I asked at the beginning. Yes, this album really did capture the perfect moment in rock history. For me, Hey Stoopid earns a 9.5 out of 10. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to check out my full review of Trash, which would be appearing on your screen right now. If you like rock and metal deep dives like this, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments what you think of Hey Stoopid. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.